It seems like no matter where we go, we're always asked that one question every time.
When is your next Disney trip?
Okay, well what is the second question we always seem to get asked?
How do you have time to plan all your vacations?
Exactly. Well, we're going to let you in on a little secret. We have a preferred travel agent, and her name is Hannah with a little bit of magic, and she is amazing.
And here's what we love about Hannah. She does all the hard work for you. She always knows the right times to book your vacation. From the first introductory call to presenting the proposal, she has the best recommendations for the best destinations.
From there, Hannah kept us on track with tips for our vacation, sending payment reminders, and followed up after our trip to make sure that we had an amazing experience.
If you're ready to book a relaxing getaway, contact Hannah. For more information, check out littlebitofmagic.com and make sure you mention that the Wonderful Thing About Disney podcast sent you.
Hi, I'm Jake.
And I'm Ashley.
And this is the Wonderful Thing About Disney podcast.
Because Disney's a wonderful thing. Come on down, stop on by, hop a carpet, and fly with us as we discuss the parks, treats, and all things Disney, with new episodes every wonderful Wednesday.
Everybody, here we
Hey there, hi there, ho there, Dinglehoppers. Happy, wonderful Wednesday, and welcome back to another episode.
This is the episode you should have started with Ahoy Mateys.
That is true. But I do have another opening that I was kind of like waiting on, just because I've been saving this. I mean, I'm really, really excited. And I mean, we might as well just jump into it. Mm-hmm. So just call us Florida Georgia Line, baby, because we're cruising.
Oh my gosh. that was very good. No, that was very good.
Thank you.
That was very good. Yeah. So this episode is kind of dedicated to Disney Cruise Line because we are going on our first Disney cruise.
We are. We've talked about it. We've teased it. It's finally here in just a couple weeks. We are going to be on our first Disney cruise, and I am so pumped.
Insane to think about.
It just seems like it's been such a long time coming.
Oh, it has. It absolutely has.
And it's finally here.
It's finally here. Yeah.
So that's what we want to talk about this episode, guys. Like, we're going to tell you how we got here, how we've prepared for it. And this is one that Ashley has done a lot of homework and prep for.
Yeah.
And if you've listened to our podcast in the past, especially the episode where we're planning the greatest family vacation ever, you know how much work goes into planning, and she's very good with it. So we just thought we would share that because a lot of our listeners are also asking us, hey, what are you guys doing for your cruise? How did you go about it? Because it can be a little overwhelming. So that's what this is all about.
Yeah. And I mean, there is a lot of prep work that goes into this. So I'm just hoping that the listeners out there can take something away from this. Like, I want to share the knowledge. Like, I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm like, my tips are your tips.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think let's just get right into it. Like, how did we go about preparing for our upcoming Disney cruise?
Yeah. So I guess to take a step back, we're going on the Disney Dream.
Yes.
It's just a 3-night cruise, but it is a Halloween on the high seas.
Which I think is really cool. And guys, like, that's kind of the first thing is there are different specialty cruises or different themed cruises that you can pick. So we chose to go in the fall, and we really wanted to do a Halloween.
Yeah. To your point, there's Halloween. You can go at Christmas time. There's certain sales that do Marvel Day at Sea.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of different options.
And every one of these ships are different as well.
Yes.
So lots to choose from.
And your ports are different too. So we are going to Disney's newest island, Lighthouse Point, and then we're also going to Nassau.
Yeah. So this is where we're sailing out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Oh, yes.
So we're going to be flying across the country for that, but super excited. And again, our first cruise, it kind of had to be the Bahamas.
Yeah. We had looked at ones leaving from parts of California. I think it was San Diego. I had even looked at doing out of Galveston. And it just made sense to go out of Florida because I also wanted to go to Lighthouse Point, selfishly.
Yeah, it looks really, really cool.
Yeah. So this cruise, we are taking the kids. So there will be 5 people. So we have a deluxe ocean view stateroom with a veranda.
Yeah, we kind of splurged on this, but again, just because it's our first time cruising and wanted to make sure we gave ourselves the best chance for the best experience. And, we're coming with plenty of helps in case of seasickness to try and avoid that. But also, I think just having some fresh air in that view will be nice.
And I think that's also why this one was very appealing, is you port every day, so we don't have to stay at sea for our first cruise. And it's a 3-night cruise. So it's the shortest option. We can see how everybody does and then go from there. But I mean, I've heard once you do your first cruise, like, you don't go back.
Oh, we're fully prepared. Like, we know what's going to happen. I mean, it's kind of like, what did you guys really expect? We fully understand that we're probably going to become cruise people now.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But one thing that really helped as we went about this is we did book through a travel agent. And so for the first time, I really liked that she was able to spell out for us what type of room options there were and what these different terms meant and where we could kind of anticipate we would be on the ship. I thought that was a nice help.
Yeah, I mean, and she also explained to us, like, with this room, we have a split bathroom, which means the shower is in a different room, essentially, than, like, the toilet. So you can have somebody going to the bathroom, but somebody also in the shower.
Nice.
Whereas smaller rooms, that is all one.
Okay.
And I was like, with 5 people, it's better to have 2 separate areas.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about how we booked the cruise, because that's really the first step.
Yeah. So again, we booked through a travel agent. So all we had to do was put down a deposit and then we could pay the rest later. So I think booking the cruise itself was super simple.
Yeah, that's it. So really you just need to decide when you want to go, what theme, if any, and then like what ship where you want to sail out of. But then, you can put down your deposit and you've got several months before you have to pay the remainder.
Yeah, exactly. So then you kind of get into adding different onboard and port activities.
Right. And I mean, I think that's why people love cruises so much, is because there's so much to do. But because this was our first one, I think kind of the recommendation that we had received or read about was, hey, there's plenty of stuff to do just on the ship. So don't worry about excursions and other things. There are plenty of things that you can just do that are all inclusive and available to you.
Yeah. So we'll get into all of that, onboard and port activities. So for us, because this was our first cruise, you can book those activities for us 75 days before your sail date. Now, depending on your level, so if you've been on cruises before, you can actually book sooner than that. But again, because this was our first cruise, we could do everything 75 days in advance. And again, we had done a lot of research going into this. And because it's only a 3-night cruise, we actually didn't do a lot of activities or port activities.
Yeah, we just kept it simple.
Yeah. But I wanted to quickly go over what I have found and have read about reviews that are the highlights of Lighthouse Point. So you have a banana boat that you can book. There's nature walks. You can kayak, paddleboard, historical and cultural tours. You can rent snorkels. You can rent bicycles. They have cabanas. You can kind of do it all.
Yeah. And this is where we elected to just enjoy the beach. I mean, there's plenty of great food to eat. You can meet Mickey and friends. And again, with the kids, I think they're just excited to be out on the beach in the ocean.
Yeah. I mean, I just saw a reel recently where somebody did a 5K and you get a medal there. Oh,
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So plenty to do. But yeah, I think we're just going to keep it very, very flexible.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm excited for it. And I think, again, just there will be plenty to take in. I think that will be great for us.
Yep. And then the next day is Nassau. And again, we wanted to keep it flexible. We just want to find a beach and kind of relax somewhere. But you can rent Jeeps. There's Atlantis. There's different resorts and beaches with cabanas. You can swim with dolphins, snorkel, scuba. Again, you can do it all.
And I've heard like Atlantis is incredible.
Yes.
And that's great. And I think that'll be great for another time, or maybe a dedicated trip just for Atlantis. But
I agree.
I think there will still be plenty. And plus, this will also be Halloween night for us. And we need time to change into our costumes.
Yeah. And I want to be able to let the kids, and us, really explore the ship if we want to. So if there's more time that we want to spend on the ship, I think this is the day that we would want to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So then I mentioned dining. So this was a new term for me when cruising, I guess, in general. So they have what's called rotational dining. And essentially what that means is every night you will visit a different restaurant on the ship, but you will have the same server every night. So the server, so the server will actually stay with you through your entire cruise.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then you have two dining options. You have the early seating, which is 5:45, or the late seating, which is 8:15. We chose the late seating at 8:15 because, one, I didn't want to feel rushed getting ready, because till you get back on the ship, till everybody showers, you change into your costumes, you change for dinner, I didn't want to feel rushed. And there's actually a tip that I heard that was very, very interesting, which I am totally going to use. Because we have the later dining, room service is free. Just order room service.
Oh, absolutely.
Order snacks. That way the kids don't get hungry. Nobody will be hangry or cranky. I think it will be great. And then I also read that the shows happen during both the early and the late dinner. So it's opposite. If you want to see a show, we would see a show during the early dinner. That way we can eat later.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense.
Yeah. And then on the Disney Dream, there is two adult dining options. You have Remy and Palo. And these we could have booked 75 days out. But because we're traveling with the kids, we chose to spend the time with them. And because, again, adult dining, we couldn't take the kids.
Yeah.
So we decided not to do this time.
More to come on that on a future trip. So what other onboard activities are there?
Yeah. So you obviously have the spa. You have Bippity Boppity Boutique, which we looked at.
We did.
The problem is, again, I didn't want to book too many activities because I wanted us to be flexible. So it was hard to be able to try and pick a time for Bippity Boppity Boutique. But if that is something you were interested in, again, and you're a first-time cruiser, you can book this 75 days out. You need to be on as soon as you can book this. And I guess I should say, bookings open at midnight Eastern time.
Right.
So that means for us, because we're in the mountains, it was 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
so
which is great.
Yep, we were 10 o'clock. We were online and doing all of this booking.
Yeah.
And then other than Bippity Boppity Boutique, you have the sports simulator. And again, I mentioned the adult dining. But we also found that the most popular bookings that we read about were Royal Court Tea and Royal Gathering. And from what I understand, Royal Court Tea, so this is kids ages 3 through 12, and essentially it's a tea party with different princesses and Disney characters. And again, we chose not to do this with Emma because then it's like, what do the boys do? I mean, I'm sure they could go to the teens club and have a great time. But what we did do was Royal Gathering. So Royal Gathering, it's a reserved time to meet the princesses.
Nice.
So you'll see characters wandering around the ship, but this is a reserved time specifically for you. And this is actually 30 days for us, again, because we're first-time cruisers. We booked this 30 days before our cruise. We were able to get a Royal Gathering time. This is 9 a.m. the morning of our Nassau day. So again, we'll go do Royal Gathering, we'll get off the ship, we'll probably go to the beach, and then just head back to the ship. And because we could check in 30 days before sailing for our cruise, we actually booked Royal Gathering first because we knew it would be popular, and then we went and checked into our cruise.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good choice because, again, like you're booking in blocks. So we knew that there would be other people checking into their cruise the same time we were. So we elected to choose our activity first because, as we'll talk about, that check-in process was a lot longer than I anticipated. So I'm glad that we did that up front so we had a chance to guarantee that a little better.
Yeah, well, and again, for somebody that's been on 10 cruises already, they're at a much higher level than us. So they were able to book this 10, 15 days even before we were.
Yeah,
so we're one of the last people that can book. So yeah, I'm just glad that we were able to get a reservation.
Yeah, I thought that was great. But we need to talk about Pirate Night and Halloween on the high seas because, I think this is what I'm most excited about.
Yeah, I agree. So normally on a Disney cruise, your last night is Pirate Night. So it is pirate themed. You have a pirate menu. You have fireworks at sea. However, because we're a Halloween on the high seas, from my understanding, that first night is going to be your sail away party. That second night is going to be your pirate night. And then the third night is going to be our Halloween night. They will have fireworks at seas, and they will do trick-or-treating for Halloween. I don't know that we're really going to dress up so much for pirate night because we have Halloween costumes.
Right, yeah. And I mean, again, like, this is where we just kind of made a business decision because there's 5 of us traveling and trying to cut down on luggage and other things. So we decided to lean more into the Halloween costumes than pirate costumes this time.
Yeah. And I mentioned a pirate menu, but because it's only a 3-night cruise, the pirate menu takes the place of one of your dining reservations. They want you to be able to experience every single one because there's 3. They want you to experience every single one, so they're not going to do a pirate menu.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So we won't have a pirate menu, unfortunately, but
next time.
That's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get to the checking in process because, again, it was all like very smooth. It just asked for a lot more than I guess I was anticipating. Like, it took 10-15 minutes to like work our way through and check in.
I think for the 5 of us it was closer to 30 minutes that I was on the laptop, and it was a lot. It was very overwhelming. Smooth, but just when I thought I was done, it would ask another question and another question, and I'm like, and again, first time cruisers, we were doing this by ourselves
and doing it with kids too.
Yes.
So you have to kind of fill out information for every individual going.
Correct, yeah. Okay, so as we mentioned, we could check into our cruise 30 days before our sail date, and this all depends on your different level. If you've been on cruises before, first time, so on and so forth. 10 p.m., we were on the computer, we booked Royal Gathering, then we checked into our cruise. As you mentioned, checking in online, it was simple, it was easy, it was just a lot. So documents that we needed. So we needed pictures of our passports. And for the kids, we needed pictures of their birth certificates because they don't have passports. And then any traveler over the age of 15, I believe it was, needed to have a second form of ID if they don't have a passport. So for example, for our 17-year-old, he doesn't have a passport. We were able to use a picture of his driver's license, and it worked out great. And then you also need security pictures. So essentially it's just like a selfie or a picture of like the shoulders up. It had to be a plain background.
Yeah, just like a passport photo.
Yes, but it couldn't be the same photo as your passport photo. They did specifically say that. But yeah, essentially just like a passport photo. Then you had to list an emergency contact. So somebody that's not cruising with you.
Yeah, this is where you used your mom, grandma.
Yep. And then the next step was manage payments. So this is where I actually really liked this.
I laughed at this, and I'm glad they asked because, I think if kids ever figured out, like, wait a minute, you mean I can just scan this and I'm good?
I can just scan my key.
Right.
So we had to give the passengers access to be able to make room charges. So we did not give any of the kids those privileges. Just you and I can make onboard purchases to charge to the room.
Yeah.
And then next was we had to add our travel information.
Yeah.
And Disney requires you to list how you will arrive to the port and how you are leaving the port. So for us, we entered our flight information and it was easy. You can select if you're parking at the port. You can select like a private driver. There's plenty of options, but I liked that Disney required that.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a nice like second check to make sure that everything lines up and stuff. Then you have plenty of time. So yeah, I liked it. It was good.
Yep. Then one of the next prompts was actually for our youngest, we could register her for the Oceaneer Club. Mm-hmm. So this is for kids ages 3 through 10. So we had to sign a waiver and we had to select who in the party can pick up your child. And then you also had to select if your child could check themselves in and out by themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And then we also had to come up with a secret word. So they have a secret word where everybody who picks up your child, they'll know what that word is. And then that just ensures extra safety, which I appreciate.
Yeah. The word was churro.
That was not the word, but it should have
been.
Well,
if I was the child, I would have chosen churro.
Of course. Then once you're almost at the end, this is where you can finally pick your port arrival time. And they were very, very clear that if you arrive before your arrival time, you will be turned away. Like, they will not let you in early.
So talk about like port arrival times really quick, because like, what does that mean?
This is when they essentially call your boarding group for you to get onto the ship.
And there were various times throughout the day.
Correct. Because if for some reason, which I have read you should never do, but if you are flying in that morning and you're like, hey, my flight doesn't land until 10, you don't want a port time of 11 a.m. because from the airport to there, you're probably not going to be there. I would never fly in the morning of the cruise, but maybe there are people that do that. So our arrival time, the earliest that we could pick was 12 to 12:15, which I don't think was too bad. Mm-mm. I wanted something a little bit earlier so we could get on the ship, get some lunch, like kind of get our footing and figure out where
acclimated.
everything. Yeah. But I don't think it was too bad.
No, I think that's good.
Yeah.
And then didn't we have to sign like a cruise waiver or something too?
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I kind of just skimmed it a little bit and then I was like,
good.
Yep, I approve. What are they going to do to me?
By this point, I'm pretty sure that Disney already owns our souls, so it's fine. It's not like we're signing up for anything we haven't already signed up for.
I'm like, you have my card information on file now, so like, it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yep. And then after all of that, I don't think I missed anything. After all of that, you will print your port arrival form, and you have to have this at check-in. And it said to make sure that you keep this with you, because when you get on the ship, they will actually take your luggage. Now, you're still allowed to have like a small bag or a backpack, but they say like, do not put this form in your checked luggage because you will not have access to it. So carry it with you as well as your documents.
Well, and I'm sure with the luggage thing, it just helps keeps the walkways clear, and with all the chaos of people coming on and coming and going, I'm sure it just makes things easier. So that makes sense. Not a big deal there.
Yep. But on the topic of luggage, I also read that on your last night, that is when Disney will come through and collect your luggage. So you have to put your luggage outside of your door the night before you go to sleep. So make sure that you keep, like your toothbrushes, your change of clothing for the next morning, anything you will need before you're getting off the ship, because you do not leave the ship with your luggage.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Good to know. Good to know. All right. I think we've gone through the whole check-in process and everything that entails. Now let's talk about some of the extras or the miscellaneous things that we have learned along the way. And I know you've been on top of a lot of this. Let's have it. Because I think this is like really the meat and potatoes of this episode.
Honestly, this is my favorite part. And I wish I could have started with this, but I feel like I had to get through like the important information first.
Right.
But so every Disney cruise will have a Facebook page. So I was able to find our cruise and I joined our Facebook page. And then on top of that, there's like a Disney cruise and tips for newbies. Join that Facebook page. Sometimes it gets annoying, but this is where I have learned a lot of these tips and tricks, which has been great. This is also where you will find your fish extender groups.
A fish extender? What's that?
I had no idea this was a thing. Had no idea. So this, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like a fun, unofficial, like tradition, and it's a way for people to organize a small gift exchange.
Nice.
Essentially. So you will hang like a fabric organizer right by your door, and that's where people can leave gifts. You can decorate it however you want. If you want it, a theme or more nautical or maybe Halloween, because we're going on a Halloween cruise, you can do it whatever you want. And actually, instead of ordering one, I found a really cute one on Etsy that I was going to order, but it was $40. So my mom's actually just going to make one.
Yeah, no, and I think that's going to be really, really fun. And the kids have been excited about it as well because they get to participate. And they're also excited to see what shows up in our fish extender outside our door. It's just kind of a mystery, but it'll be really fun, a surprise.
Yeah. So if you join this fish extender group, whoever created this will then assign you several cabins, and you will buy things for people in the cabin. And in the spreadsheet, they'll list, their ages, their likes, their dislikes, if they have any allergies, just things like that. So if you want to sign up, I've also heard that there's an ornament fish extender group as well, like Christmas ornaments, that you can do that. This seemed a little overwhelming for our first cruise.
Well, kind of, because I feel like this is for more seasoned crew people that like done this before, and they're just kind of used to it, because it can be, like you said, very overwhelming.
Well, and we're traveling again across the country, so a large portion of our luggage would be all of these gifts that we're taking, and it just didn't seem right for our first cruise.
Right. So that's where we pivot to something we're a little more familiar with. And if you followed along with us, we're all about pixie dusting.
Yeah. So within the Facebook group, then there was a pixie dusting spreadsheet that you could sign up for. So again, very similar to the parks. This is where you will randomly drop your gift into these fish extenders throughout the ship. So again, it was an organized spreadsheet on our Facebook page. So I listed our cabin, our last name, and then everybody in the room. And then there was another place for likes, dislikes, and allergies. And all I put was like, this is our first Disney cruise. Because I could have put what each of the kids liked. But that's more fish extender. That's more like gifts that are specific versus random pixie dusting.
Yeah. And so this is where we have made mini Disney Lego cruise ships. And you guys, these are super cool. And we actually shared some pictures of those on Patreon. So if you're not already a member on Patreon, go check that out. You can join for free. But these turned out so great, and I am so excited to drop these around the ship. Like, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, it was pretty cheap. We just went to our local Lego reseller store. We were able to pick out the pieces. I mean, it was a little time consuming to go to the store and pick out the pieces, but honestly, I just found the instructions on Etsy, and I was like, this is totally us.
Yep.
So we just put them in little bags. We'll have a QR code to the instructions. It's going to be great.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, so sure. More to come on that. We're going to make a reel and post some content about dropping our pixie dusting bundles around the ship. I'm excited.
Yeah, but that's not all. Because apparently everybody has a door to their room, and why would we waste that space?
You decorate it.
You decorate your door.
Which I had seen door decorations, throughout the resorts in Walt Disney World, and I was like, oh, that's cute. But no, on the cruise, that's a thing. But that is also how, especially if you have little kids, that's how they can help identify what room is theirs.
I do like that a lot.
Yes,
I think
because
that's great.
You have long hallways. They all look the same. You know what decorations you have on your door. Most of them have like a theme. So I've seen Lilo and Stitch. I've seen very nautical theme. Because again, we're Halloween on the high seas. I do expect to see a lot of like Halloween, Haunted Mansion, Nightmare Before Christmas.
And some of these are like super intricate and detailed. And like we wanted to, and we will, I'm sure, on another cruise. But like for now, because we think like, how are we going to get this across the country? And then how are we going to get it there in one piece? But y'all, like, We'll post some pictures of our favorites, but like some of the doors that we've seen already from past cruises, like people go all out.
Yeah. Now, keeping in mind all of the doors are magnetic, and you are not allowed to put like tape, any kind of sticky tack. There cannot be any type of adhesive. It all has to be magnetic. And we're honestly just doing this DIY because ordering magnets, it can be expensive.
Sure.
So honestly, what I'm doing is I'm just printing some images on cardstock and then laminating them and then putting magnets on the back. And it's great. I mean, I cut some stuff out with my Cricut. We're going to laminate that as well. It's going to be awesome, though.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And again, we'll be sharing pictures, so make sure you follow along for that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, what else? Is there anything else we're forgetting? Like, what types of things should you take on a cruise that we've learned so far?
Yeah. Number one thing is a water bottle. Like,
Okay.
Make sure that everybody has a water bottle, which we do. All of us will have water bottles. The second is a charging station. And I think that's the proper term to use. Because for fire hazard, you cannot have like a surge protector, a plug that has other plugs in it.
Okay.
Your plug can have additional like USB or USB-C plugs, but it cannot have an additional plug to it.
Got it.
If that makes sense. And because we're going to have our magic bands, because the magic bands will allow us in and out of the room. When we check in to our cruise at the port, all of the documents will be connected then to the magic band.
Right.
So that way, when we get off of the ship, we don't have to carry our passport, our birth certificate, all of that. It will be linked directly to our magic band, which the cast members handle all of that when you check in. I mean, there's 5 magic bands right there. So we need 5 additional USB ports.
Yeah.
So
No, that makes sense.
We will definitely be getting a charging station. And again, magic bands, they do have cruise-specific ones that I looked at. We have ones from the parks that we're just going to use. But definitely think that that's a plus. Then you don't have to carry your documents with you.
Sure.
And then the last thing, another fire hazard. I have read that a lot of people have actually had their hair dryers confiscated because with reading everything, it cannot exceed 110 volts / 1500 watts. Disney will go through your luggage and they will take that from you.
Oh,
so
interesting.
Hair dryers are on board. I've heard that they're very good.
Yeah.
You can definitely use those. You can bring curling irons and flat irons. Those are allowed because those wattages and volts aren't as high.
Perfect. Well, no, that makes sense. And I mean, again, we're talking about how many thousands of people on this ship? Mm-hmm. A lot. So yeah, totally makes sense. And again, I appreciate that you went through and looked at all of this. And a lot of this we've learned from the Facebook groups or just doing research on our own. Because again, this is all new for us. So hopefully this is helpful for y'all as well. You've learned some tips. You've learned some new things as you get ready for your first cruise or your next cruise. But all that to say, we are super pumped. Mm-hmm. We've already started getting things together. We're going to do a costume reveal for our Halloween costumes. Mm-hmm. We got all of us Crocs for the first time. Ashley loves them.
I actually don't like
She's
Crocs.
so excited.
Nope.
But like the biggest and most important thing is we're going and we're doing this as a family.
Mm-hmm.
And we just felt like, especially with our oldest now 17, we wanted something to do. We've
Mm-hmm.
heard nothing but wonderful things about Disney cruises. And even as I've shared with friends and coworkers and things like, oh, we're going on a cruise for the first time. Whenever I say, and it's a Disney cruise, everyone's like, oh, great choice. For the first time,
Mm-hmm.
you can't beat a Disney cruise. And we're Disney people, just like you are. So we have so much to share as soon as we get home. You'll hear all about it. But yeah, that's kind of the prep that we have done to get into this.
Yeah. Let us know if there's anything else that we're missing. If there's a tip, trick, something we need to pack, or for example, something that we shouldn't pack. Let us know because we want all of those tips and then we want to share those as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, that's it, you guys. More to come on the cruise. But yeah, we're going and we cannot wait.
That's it for this week's episode. Don't forget to rate our show on Apple or Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. Subscribe to support our show on Patreon. Check out our t-shirt shop, Shop Threads of Imagination. And until next wonderful Wednesday, TTFN.